Hey YouTube, this is Big Daddy Prepper here, and I wanted to show you guys, and yes, for you guys, that you can make bread at home. As you can see, I have a big old sack of flour. Hopefully you're prepping to store in large quantities. Well, the biggest thing you're going to do is make bread. So, you've got a big old bowl full of bread, a couple basic ingredients, sugar. Go ahead and just sprinkle some sugar in there. And truthfully, I don't measure anything. A little bit of salt. About that much salt. Toss it in there. And just go ahead and start mixing it up. You're probably thinking to yourself, oh, you got to add some yeast in there. And yes, there's going to be some yeast in there. Let me go ahead and get this mixed up nice. And if you want to come over here, a secret a friend of mine taught me is to bloom your yeast. Right now I got the oven preheating. You see it's all nice and foamy. And we're going to take this nice bloomed yeast and put it right in there. And go ahead and start mixing everything together. And just so you know, blooming the yeast, it's kind of the trickiest part of the whole thing. It's really simple, but it's where everybody kind of makes it a little bit more harder than it needs to be. You guys get some water, fairly warm to the touch. If you're a stickler for measurements, and I know some are, about 120, 130 degrees, and put your yeast in there, mix it up, set it over by the oven that's preheating, and about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you got a nice active yeast that's ready to go. Married guys or married ladies, make sure you take off your rings or any jewelry because you are going to get messy. Go ahead and have a cup of water standing by. Go ahead and start mixing it back together again. And as soon as we go ahead and get this all mixed up here, we'll go ahead and show you how to knead it and get it prepped and show you where to go from there. Oh, and one other thing I nearly forgot to say, olive oil. Good stuff. Just a good healthy drizzle. Start working that in there, and good way to take out your aggression at the end of the day. Right now we got the kids put in bed. It's a bit later at night, but just get to mush the snot out of this right here. Plus you get the nice doughy fingers. At least you can save in having your hands full of dough all day. Well, maybe not. But you go ahead and keep mixing this in, keep adding some water until your dough is all about ready to go. And mind you, I am no professional chef. I am a father of 4, married to the most beautiful lady on earth, who is also the camera woman tonight. And truthfully, I fix cars for a living. And yes, I wash my hands. You can't tell, but I wash my hands. Truthfully, you're not going to know the difference anyway. So, keep adding some water. Keep going. And I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for a second and show you what happens. Once you get it somewhat into a ball, and you got it kneaded through. Now kneading, it's this part right here. Just kind of squishing it, playing with it. Guys, you probably know more about squishing and playing. Well, it's nothing too difficult. You keep it going until it kind of looks a bit like, well, by the way, yes, it's messy. And for the married guys, make sure you clean up your mess afterwards. Wives love men that cook, but even love men more that clean after they're done. Getting ready to celebrate 9 years of marriage, and do like cooking. Hated the after part, but after 9 years you learn the meal's always much better than when everything's all nice and done. See right here, still a bit sticky, so take some of this dried flour, work it through. Now granted, like I said, I'm no baker, I'm no professional chef, but gentlemen, if you're going to get prepped out there and your wife does the majority of the cooking, if she gets sick or something happens, you're going to need to know how to handle getting your stuff from scratch. Everybody's talking about the stuff hitting the fan or the without law and order or what have you, and truthfully I don't get too much time to look on the YouTube videos as I work most of the time, but if you got a good stock of water and oil and salt and flour, you'll be able to have bread for a nice long time, and should the unexpected happen to the missus, you'll be able to take care of her just the same. So roughly this is kind of what it looks like. I'm going to be doing a bit more work. I got one started already. Let me go ahead, get some of the gooey's off here. Now once you get this all done, you set it in a bowl, a little flour on top, put a towel on it, and what I like to do, set it right over here by the preheating oven. Now this was kind of half full when it was getting ready. I'm going to go set this aside for now. Start working on what's the thing I'm thinking of? Kneading the bread. Got to knead it one more time. Then you're going to set it into a bread pan, something like this. I think everybody can tell what this is. Take a napkin, paper towel, or something like that. Go ahead and rub it in there, give it a nice thick coating. Once you got this all the way coated up, throw some flour in there, shake it around, and then you have a properly floured, greased and floured bread pan. So once I go ahead and get this bread kneaded, we'll go ahead and set it up there. You let it rise for another 30-45 minutes, and then it's ready to bake. We'll go ahead and get that going, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so right now we have the 2 loaves, the ones you saw that were already raised up in this pot. I took the dough out of here after it had risen for about 45 minutes, separated it into 2 loaves, one here, and these are both breaded, greased and floured pans. I'm going to go ahead, let me see right here, I got about 26 minutes left to do it. Let them rise. I'm going to cover these up, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover this one because I got a second batch of bread. Now the cool thing is that right now I'm just making your good, healthy bread. Stuff you're going to use for toast. French toast is killer. If you ever get this, make French toast with it. It turns out absolutely fantastic. This is your sandwich bread though. This is your day in, day out. You can throw in extra sugar, cinnamon, and raisins. You got a cinnamon raisin loaf. There's other things I'm working on. Truthfully, I don't have, there's tons of breads out there. But if you get this basic part down, then, you can be creative. I made pizza bread, pizza dough, all sorts of really cool stuff. And plus, if you have kids, they want to learn about it. If your wife doesn't know how to do it, it's a really cool thing to show her too. And it's something the family gets involved in. Usually I do this on Saturdays. Last Saturday we were busy. But if you're going to be prepping, you need to be able to prep from scratch. So we'll go ahead and check back on this after it's gone, done rising, you'll see, get a quick peek, go in the oven, and you'll see the final product. Alright, see you in a few. So the bake time's all over, and let's see what we have. Got one left right here. And you can see it's a nice healthy loaf. And I pulled one out already. Got it sitting right here, and if you notice, nice and solid. You're not going to see a whole lot of air pockets like you would with the store brand stuff. Loaf probably weighs about 2 pounds, and you can see the size. It's just a good hearty bread, and in the end, one of these, you're going to end up using it by the weight. The bread will actually end up becoming more of the meal. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and make one for yourself. Ask your wife to go ahead and try it out, and she'll be very, very happy you made it. So, until next time, keep prepping, and see you later. Bye.